The Unaccountability Machine by Dan Purvis is a sharp, deeply relevant examination of how modern organizations, institutions, and individuals evade responsibility, often in ways that are invisible, systemic, and culturally reinforced. With a background in systems thinking and leadership, Purvis dissects the mechanisms that allow accountability to vanish in plain sight. Through corporate case studies, historical examples, and psychological insights, he reveals how our culture, technology, and habits have conspired to create a world where no one feels truly responsible, even when outcomes are disastrous. But the book is not just a critique, it's a roadmap for reclaiming ownership, rebuilding trust, and fostering true accountability in our personal and professional lives. The premise of the book centers on a simple but uncomfortable truth: modern systems are designed to diffuse responsibility, not to reinforce it. From bloated bureaucracies to passive-aggressive workplace cultures, we've created layers of abstraction, hierarchy, and procedure that protect people from consequence. Purvis likens this to a machine, a self-sustaining system that absorbs blame, reroutes it, and spits it out somewhere else. The machine doesn't need a villain, it runs on indifference, habit, and fear. And we all, to some degree, feed it. Purvis begins by exploring how the unaccountability machine takes root in organizations. He shows how unclear roles, misaligned incentives, and toxic leadership styles contribute to cultures where no one knows who is supposed to do what, or worse, everyone pretends it's someone else's job. Meetings become rituals of avoidance, emails become shields, and performance reviews become theater. It's not that people are inherently lazy or unethical, he argues, it's that they're playing by rules designed to prioritize image over ownership. He breaks down how the language we use also perpetuates unaccountability. Passive voice, corporate jargon, and euphemisms obscure the truth and make it harder to pin down who did what, when, and why. Phrases like, mistakes were made, or, the system failed, remove human agency from the equation. Purvis urges readers to become linguistically vigilant, because every time we let vague language slide, we let real accountability erode. A major factor in the spread of unaccountability, according to Purvis, is fear, specifically, the fear of failure and the punishment that often follows. When mistakes are met with shame or retribution, people learn to hide them. Over time, this creates a culture of concealment, where information is withheld, problems are downplayed, and learning becomes impossible. To combat this, Purvis promotes a shift from punitive cultures to learning cultures, where errors are opportunities for growth, not grounds for exile. He also explores the psychological side of the unaccountability machine. Cognitive biases, such as the diffusion of responsibility and confirmation bias, play a powerful role in how we justify our actions, or inactions. People often believe they're doing their part, even when they're clearly disengaged, because we all tend to judge ourselves by our intentions and others by their outcomes. Recognizing this discrepancy is a critical step toward becoming more accountable. Technology, too, has become an accomplice in the machine. Automated systems, remote communication, and algorithmic decision-making can increase efficiency, but they also allow people to hide behind interfaces. Purvis points out how tools meant to enhance clarity, like project management software, often end up creating digital noise that masks the real issues. When everyone has access to everything, no one feels responsible for anything. The antidote, he suggests, is intentionality. Using tech as a tool for transparency, not as a shield against engagement. Purvis devotes an entire section of the book to leadership, arguing that accountability starts at the top but is most effective when it flows throughout an organization. He challenges the myth of the infallible leader and instead promotes visible humility as a core leadership trait. When leaders admit mistakes, model curiosity, and show a commitment to learning, they create psychological safety. This environment allows others to step forward, take risks, and take responsibility without fear. The middle chapters focus on practical strategies for dismantling the unaccountability machine in everyday life. Purvis emphasizes clarity of roles, specificity in language, and real-time feedback as cornerstones of an accountable culture. He shows how even small interventions, like ending meetings with a clear assignment of next steps, can counteract inertia. These habits, though simple, must be practiced consistently to have real impact. One of the most compelling insights in the book is the idea that accountability is not about blame, it's about ownership. Blame is backward-looking, emotional, and often weaponized. Ownership, on the other hand, is forward-looking and constructive. It's the willingness to say, "This is mine to fix," even when it isn't your fault. Purvis illustrates how adopting this mindset can transform teams, relationships, and even inner narratives. Purvis is equally candid about the personal side of unaccountability. It's easy to criticize systems, but harder to examine our own complicity. He invites readers to reflect on the ways we rationalize our own avoidance, the times we didn't speak up, didn't follow through, or let ambiguity be a refuge. Accountability, he argues, isn't a corporate policy, it's a personal ethic. And building it requires honesty, emotional maturity, and courage. He also acknowledges the emotional cost of accountability. Holding yourself and others responsible is not always comfortable, it can be lonely, frustrating, and at times, risky. But Purvis insists that this discomfort is necessary. Without it, we stay stuck in mediocrity and mistrust. The reward for stepping into accountability is not just better performance but a deeper sense of integrity and connection with others. Later chapters explore how accountability intersects with equity and inclusion. Purvis points out that marginalized groups often bear the brunt of unaccountable systems. When blame is diffuse, power tends to consolidate around those who already have it. True accountability, therefore, must include fairness, transparency, and the willingness to disrupt structures that protect the status quo. He advocates for listening deeply, naming power dynamics, and ensuring that responsibility is shared, not shifted. Purvis ends the book with a hopeful, grounded vision of what's possible. He paints a picture of organizations where people feel seen, where expectations are clear, and where follow-through is the norm. These are not utopias, they are the result of deliberate, ongoing effort. He encourages readers to become accountability champions in their own spheres, not through force or judgment, but through modeling and invitation. In conclusion, The Unaccountability Machine is a timely, thoughtful, and actionable manifesto for reclaiming personal and collective responsibility in an age of diffusion and distraction. Dan Purvis doesn't scold or lecture, he clarifies, illuminates, and empowers. The book offers a mirror for reflection and a toolkit for action, helping readers dismantle the systems that numb responsibility and build the habits that foster trust, integrity, and real change. It's a necessary read for leaders, team members, and anyone who wants to stop hiding and start owning their part in creating a better world.